Hey guys, Lego Jack 128 here. Now, wrong thing. About 2 months ago, I made a video where I almost died at my school field trip, and you really seemed to like that. So, I decided instead of just doing that little part where I almost died on the boat part, I do the full story. So, day 2, well, not day 2. Now I'm going to tell you the full story of Beep Beep. I'm not trying to dox myself. So, there's a partial, this story started September 27th, 2025. I had just finished editing the Ranking Every Diary of a Wimpy Kid book. Ranking Every Diary of a Wimpy Kid book. And I couldn't export it from my my editing software to my files. Technically my camera, because I film on an iPad. I don't know. It's a whole thing. I'll explain it some other time. So basically, I couldn't export it, and that made me kinda mad. So I filmed this whole short about it. It's this one. I'm not showing you a picture, but just go watch it. It's one where it's filmed outside, and it currently has 100 views. So yeah, and 2 days from then, I mentioned how I was going on a field trip for 2 days, September 29th to October 1st. I don't know, I decided to do a little dance. So this is what I did. So I decided I'd export it later, and I went on this trip. First thing that happened, I had to wake up at 6 a.m. Normally I have to wake up at 7 a.m. to get there school early. No, this time it was 6 a.m. And yeah, since it was September, it's still dark. I think that's for the whole year, but I don't know. So, I ate, my whole breakfast was one pancake. And it was small. It was probably like this big. Actually, maybe this. It was like a pancake that was this big. That was my whole breakfast. Maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah. And, okay. What I should mention, I forgot to say. For the people that don't want to go on the trip overnight without their parents, they did this thing where they had the same experiences, like activities and stuff, at my school. So you could either go to the real place or just go, or you could just stay home and do whatever you want. I actually went to the place, as you could tell. So yeah. So some of the students in my school were like they were probably still sleeping. Some of them were probably still sleeping when I was on the bus. Yeah. So, but and then at 6:45, I arrived, and with all my stuff, which was 900 pounds, because my mom went overboard with the packing. They have the supply list of supplies you should bring. She packed everything, literally everything. Over half the stuff I didn't even need, like gloves, because this location was kind of on a mountain. And the higher the higher the colder. So they told us to pack gloves. I didn't even use the gloves. No one used gloves. It was just a useless thing. So, Wait, what was I gonna say? Yeah. I waved my mom goodbye, hugged her, very wholesome. A lot of people were missing. Right? And then I got on the bus and went. But let me get something straight. Somehow, this is not one of those yellow school buses that, like the ones I take home. No. This is one of those fancy, like, normal buses. They had, like, a spiral staircase. I mean, staircase that goes like this. And the seats were, like, normal. They were, like, comfy. They had, like, cool little lights that could be turned on and off. And the best part, they had a bathroom. Yes, they had a bathroom. And I used it, which we'll get to later. So, and after that, there I was, 2 days in my new little life, even though it was for so short of amount of time. And kind of the whole trip, all I was thinking is about you guys. Thinking how my channel was doing. Because I think at the time, I had like I remember, I had like 123 or 125 subscribers. Which, okay, I kind of want to get to 150 subscribers. But, it's your choice. If you enjoy my content, subscribe. It just helps me out. See? Yeah. Also, I don't remember if I mentioned it or not, because I have this little thing called goldfish brain. I'm just kidding, kind of. I don't remember about 2 minutes ago if I said how long the trip was. If I didn't say it, it was 2 hours. 2 hours of sitting on the bus driving to a mountain. Oh, yes, it was cold, but not that cold. And after all this time, all this waiting, I knew there was a bathroom. Of course, I didn't know there was a bathroom the second it happened. So yeah, I was like, wait, there's a bathroom? So I realized it, and I just wanted to see what it was like. So I got up, then I just went up, and so I don't remember if I did it in the last time, because as I said, I have a goldfish brain. So in case I didn't mention what the bathroom was like, it was like an airplane bathroom, but smaller. So yeah, I explored the bathroom, went to the bathroom, and washed my hands a little bit. Oh my god, I wish I could find a picture of what it looked like. And then I came out, and I went back to my seat. Also, in case you were wondering, I was sitting by myself. It was just me and my backpack, who was really kind of on this adventure. So yeah. After a long time, we finally made it. And first thing we did is that one of the the lead person who set up everything, she was one of the gym teachers in my school, gave an announcement, and they gave us these name tags with what cabin you're in, what bus you were on. I was on the first bus. I was arranged by last name, in case you're wondering. So basically, after all that time, the first thing we did after we heard that was the first activity. And guess what the first activity was? It was the kayaking thing where I almost died. Go watch that dang video about it. Yes. In case you don't know when this took place, because you probably didn't hear it last time. I don't know how. This was September 29th. I'm just going to mention it. Day 1, September 29th. So, we did the activity. Go watch the video about the full kayaking story. I'm going to go a little bit. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but this time I have an excuse because I filmed that video 2 months ago, back in October. And now it's December. So, yeah, just go watch it out. And my 2 partners were Brandon, because he was okay with me using his actual name, and Timothy, who, in case you didn't know, that's not his actual name, because he didn't want me to use his actual name. So, okay. I mean, out of all the names, if you're watching this, Timothy, out of all the names you could have picked, you picked Timothy. Okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I like the name Tim, but it's just a little, I feel like it could be a little bit better. So, out of all, yeah, yada yada yada, kayaking, put on Life Vest, we had to pick a kayak. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but the kayaks were 2-sitters, and we were a group of 3. So, and there were more groups of 3, so this is what we did. 2 people had to sit on the ends, and one person had to sit on the floor of the kayak and get wet. And the first time we did it, guess who was in the middle? Me! Yeah, and the other 2, they had the paddle, so they were just paddling while we were doing that. It was, just go watch the thing for the rest of the thing. It's the story, even though I kind of gave away half the story. Might as well just tell the rest of the story. Yeah, so the both of them were rowing the boat with the double-sided things, the orcs, and I don't remember what they're called. Paddles, we'll just call them paddles. Yeah, and I got a little bit wet, my pants got wet. And it was kind of uncomfortable. My nose is mad. Okay, I wasn't mad. I don't remember how I felt. But then, we went to land to, switch seats for the second round. And guess what? This time, I wasn't in the middle. The Brandon guy, he was in the middle. I'm still uncomfortable with him using his real name. So we're just going to call him the B, the big B. And just B. So B went into the middle while me and Timothy were rowing, and for some reason I decided for him to feel the same suffering I did. I don't remember the reason. So I'm just a goofball. That's it. So when we got on the side, I paddle real. When I would turn the paddle this way, I purposely get water and splash him. And he said, "Jack, I will tip the boat over." To make a long story short, I did it a couple times. He tipped the boat over a little bit. He almost tipped the boat over into the water. Yeah. And I don't remember if I mentioned this. There was an island in the last video. There was an island we couldn't cross. It was called the Goose Island because a lot of gooses like to hang out there. It's really called the Goose Island. But still, gooses like to hang out there. So we couldn't pass the island. We passed the island. But it was by accident. We were rowing. We rowed a little bit too far and went past the island. Okay, not past the island. Okay, we did kind of make it past the island. But we had to swerve a little bit. And we made it to behind the island. In case you're wondering, the island was really small. This room I'm in is probably bigger than the actual island. Yeah, my actual room that I film all my videos in, that's bigger than the island, I'm pretty sure. But I don't know about that, but this room I'm in is definitely bigger than the island. Well, at least there's probably a lot more under because the thing was steep, but not lengthwise, widthwise, this room is bigger. Anyway, enough about measurements. He tipped the boat. We had to we just paddled around the island and we made it back and no one noticed. So yeah, we got off the island a little bit shooken after we almost tipped the boat over. I kind of just gave you not a purpose to watch that video, but just go watch it anyway. It's a good video. Kinda. It was a pain to upload though, so just watch it. It was such a pain to upload. It's a story for another time. So yeah, after we got off, everyone went off. We returned our life jackets, which we got and I didn't mention. Then we hiked back. And then I realized I forgot my backpack, so I had to go back and get it. And then I had to go back, and there was a teacher, and this teacher was a history teacher for an older grade. So we kind of chatted. Yeah, well, I just went back to get my backpack. And in between activities, we have this, in between activities, we go, this basketball court where you can play. And that place was late September 29th. That hill, next to the basketball court, it was more fall. It was midway October, or maybe even midway November. But yeah, it was early into fall when I went on this trip, and this was the middle of fall, maybe even late in fall. But the whole fall thing currently is past for me because it's December now. In 10 days from recording this, it's officially going to become winter. Jeez, why is this year so fast? But anywho, we made our way to the next activity. I don't remember what the next activity was. I mean, I probably remember doing it, what it is, but I don't remember. I remember a lot of activities, and I'm going to mention maybe all of them, but I just don't remember what it was. What is the next one? Wait, one sec. I think I kind of remember. What's this? I think I kind of remember. Water escapology or something. I think that was the one after this one. I don't know. So basically, the three of us teamed up again. Timothy, B, and me. Make that into a movie. Timothy, B, and me. We teamed up and we had to I think draw a chalk of an animal salamanders, and mine was so horrible. Maybe one day I'll just go back. I might actually just go back just to see if that drawing is still there. If it is, I'll be surprised. Then we did water escapology or something, I don't know. Escapology, no, I don't remember. Let's call it water capture. So basically, you and your team have these nets, and you have to go into a pond and try to catch animals. They had a lot of animals, but 99.9% of them were salamanders. There's only one thing we caught that was not a salamander. Everything else was just a salamander. What was that one thing we caught? The rarest thing we could get in that pond. That was a tadpole. In case, for some reason, you failed kindergarten and don't know what a tadpole is, it's a baby frog. Yeah, it's just what the name of a baby frog is. It's a tadpole. Yeah, and I accidentally threw it out. By accident, and they yelled at me. They didn't yell at me, they're like, Jack, why? And then, B, he went off. It was me and Timothy just collecting animals with this. Okay, there was this big net and the little net. The one I really wanted was the little net because the big net was absolutely terrible. You couldn't get anything through, while B had, I'm pretty sure he actually had the blue small net, was like capturing the animals, and me and Timothy just went over to go get him. And yeah. Long story short, it was fine. Also, I forgot to mention at the end of the video, I'll just mention it now because I'm gonna forget. I was kind of a little bit sick. Like, my throat kind of hurted, like, during the trip. But I still went because I had to. I couldn't let anyone down. So, after that, after the next activity, I don't remember. We went to, we actually decided to take a break from our activities and go to our cabins, like where we're gonna sleep. Me and Timothy had the same cabin. I don't remember if B did. Pretty sure I had another cabin. And the cabin, they kind of looked like a barn, but smaller. It was not like those big brown cabins. Those are that's just like a kind of a house. Cabin or something. And there's 2 floors, and guess who's sleeping on the top floor? No, none of the students, or even the chaperone/teachers. It was actually the people that own, oh shoot, I dropped my thing. It was the people that own the whole place. They live and sleep on the top at the cabins. They probably eat at the cafeteria. I'll get to that later because the cafeteria sucks. So I'm just going to talk about the cabins real quick. The cabins looked like the whole thing was made out of wood. Like normally in a normal house, well, it's kind of you expect because all cabins are made out of wood. Like, I'm just going to give an example because why not? A normal house like this is made out of cement or bricks. This whole thing was made out of wood, like a door. And it was like brownish. That like the iconic wood color were like the brownish, tannish, beigeish. You know it. And there were, and if I had to estimate, I think out of all the rooms, I think there are about 12 beds that you can sleep in. And I forgot to mention, they're all bunk beds. So technically there were 4 beds, but they were all just bunk beds. And there was like, okay, so most of the kids slept, okay, they're like kind of it's hard to explain. Because you kind of have, like, in the hallway, you see 2 rooms. Okay, I'll make a little more sense. Let's pretend this is the hallway. There are 2 doors. This door and that door. There's a door over here. It's kind of hard to see, but just trust me, it's there. And this door over here, it leads to a room, of course. But that room leads to another room. And that other room leads to a little small, tiny room. This is where Timothy and someone else slept. I don't know if I should have mentioned that or not. I'll just keep all names private. So yeah, a hallway led to a room led to a room, and then room led to a smaller room. And next to that small room was a door to outside, something. Oh no. But over here, and I didn't sleep in that, I slept over here. If you go over here, it's one room. That room doesn't lead to any other rooms, kinda. Okay, it was just one room. There are more rooms like beyond that door, but that's where the chaperone/teacher slept into. So, open that left door. There's technically one room the students are allowed in, and that one room is where I slept. There were 2 bunk beds there. So technically 4 beds in total. 4 people stayed there. I'm not going to mention who stayed there, but 4 people stayed there. Me, someone else, and then another person. And they were all boys. Because, okay, so there are boys' cabins and girls' cabins. I obviously slept in the boys' cabin because I'm a boy. Let's move back. Yeah, I slept there, and one of the students, who I'm not gonna mention, had this like giant lantern that looked like a blender. So yeah, we like laid our stuff at the cabins. We just like got a truck that had our stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, on the buses, there's like a story underneath where you like keep your stuff. It's like an airplane. The whole bus was like an airplane, basically. You know, airplanes don't have spiral staircases, I think. None of the airplanes I've been to had. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, cabins. And, each room has its own bathroom. And you can use each other's bathrooms. For some reason, every time someone went into the bathroom and came out, the bathroom smelled horrible. Also, the bathrooms looked like the back rooms. You know that iconic meme, the back rooms? That's what my bathroom looked like. And it was big, of course, but it was probably like a mid-sized bathroom. It was a toilet on one side, and then next to that was a shower, okay, so it was like this. Toilet was here, shower was here, toilet was here, shower was here, and then over in the next wall here was the sink. Yeah, and it smelled bad every time someone went out. I'm gonna mention the time. Like, I tried to take a shower, but like it didn't work. So I tried to take a shower on like the second day. Yeah, I spoiled the second day. But when I tried to do that, the water blasted at me, and I immediately turned it off. And I put my clothes on, walked out, and said, "I ain't taking a shower here. I'm waiting till I get home." That's what I did. I never took a shower once out of the whole thing. So yeah, after the cabins, we laid our stuff, and we just went off to do more activities. Man, I don't remember the other activities. That's what I remember what happened after. We didn't do an activity after. We went to lunch. All the food at this place is horrible. So basically, this is what happened. It was horrible. The food was the most unauthentic cafeteria food ever. So, every day we'd have 3 different lunches. We'd have breakfast, lunch, dinner. And because it's like 2.5 days, or one, I don't remember. The first day, we only had lunch, dinner. The second day, which was the only full day, we had breakfast, lunch, dinner, the full thing. And then last day, we only had breakfast and lunch. And the lunch on the last day was the best one. And I'll get to that later. Anywho, the first day, they like assigned tables. And okay, I should probably mention how like it worked. The cafeteria itself, it looked really good. Like it looked like a really good cafeteria. Yeah, I'm trying to remember stuff. Yeah, there were different tables and stuff, yada yada yada. That day they were serving French fries and hot dogs. And the hot dogs were like so soft, I could literally probably cut it with my pinky. That's how soft it was, but it was pretty good. The fries were soggy, a little bit, I don't remember. They were like crinkle cut fries, I don't know. But now we have to do how the lunch system works. It's so weird. I don't know if you'll even get it if I'll explain it. So this is what it's like. The whole purpose of that place, the whole trip where I went, it's about teamwork. This is what happened. One person goes up and gets food for a whole table. This is what happened. They go up with the pass and just like stand in line and get food for a whole table. The whole table, even the chaperone. It's not like this is how cafeterias work. You get up, you only get food for yourself. You buy food for. It's like you squirt out a little bit of toothpaste for 9 people to share. You get your toothpaste bottle, and then everyone with their toothbrushes go. It's like that. So, yeah. It was like that. So they also had cereal, and I kid you not, all 3 days, all the cereal was just like spilled. Like it was like in these like blender things, you push a button and it like comes out in your bowl. For some reason, some people just like press it so hard, like everything comes out. Also forgot to mention, there was another school going on a field trip to this place, which was like interesting. So in conclusion, cafeteria food was garbage. And then we went on to the next activity. I don't remember what that one was. Okay, I remember the one kind of after that. It was like this. This like guy, one of the he pretended he was a warlock, and we had to like play red light, green light. Basically, we're like. It was like an evil warlock with his dog, and he had to use teamwork to like get the dog back. He was like, "Who stole my doggy?" And then people would be like freezing, trying to grab it, and then he'd turn around, someone would grab it, hide it in their coat. And who goes my puppy? Everyone would freeze, and yada yada yada. And then after that, we ate dinner. I don't remember what they served for dinner that night. I'm trying to remember. What did they serve for dinner that night? I don't remember, but I probably can if I just think. I'm trying to remember so hard, but I can't. Hold on, let me pause the video and think. I thought for a while I don't remember. They probably had like corn or something. Wait, I think they had, I think I'm starting to remember. I think that night they had like tacos, or maybe that was like another lunch, or I don't know. Let's just say they had the tacos. And then after that, we went to this like auditorium thing where this guy gave a presentation about like animals. It's happened both nights, by the way. And after that, we went for something that I've been teased for and I was a little scared for. The nighttime hike. So basically, remember that lake where like I did kayaking on? Congratulations, we have to do it again. Well, no, we have to do it again. We have to walk around the whole lake, and it's not a small lake. It's medium sized, a little bit, medium big. We had to walk around the whole thing at night. It was a little cold. I had a little flashlight that was kind of powerful. Unfortunately, it doesn't work anymore. So, moment of silence for the flashlight. Yeah. It was good, and then the person that was in my room got the giant nighttime blender and just signed everything. So, we walked around the lake. People thought they, like, saw some things. And I was like, After all that time, he'd get, like, the person who was leading the hike, halfway through the thing, he stopped and gave us a little science experiment. If you shine the light in your eyes, you can actually see ahead. And you could either do the choice to keep going with your flashlight or use night vision. Literally, guess who chose night vision? Everybody, except for me and B. You know, the one that was in my kayaking thing and the water exploded, you left. Yeah, only me and him were doing the flashlight thing. Everyone else wanted to use night vision or something. You have to do it by like shining the flashlight in your eye or just looking at light. I don't know. It's a whole thing. I'm not explaining it. But after all this time, we made it to the end, and the teachers who were with us were he was this British guy, shout out to him, and my history teacher. And we just walked through with the light, and every time we got close to the group, me and 3 others, we had to stop and wait for the night vision group to go ahead a while, and then we could walk. I don't know why. It's probably so we didn't get night vision. So, walked a little bit, and then we made it back to the cabins. Yeah, we walked from the auditorium around to the cabins. And then we went home. And then it was kind of late at night. So we went and just slept. And then we got ready for bed. Put on pajamas, brushed teeth, and then we honk-shoed. Even though I actually had to brush my teeth while everyone was in bed with the lights on, because I kind of forgot to. Yeah. Also, I slept on the top bunk because I don't know what. Yeah, I slept on the top bunk. The guy with the night blender, I known him for 2 years actually. He slept on the other bed of the bunk. It's across the room. Yeah, and getting to the bunk was it was really hard to do that. Also, I don't remember if it was that night or the next night, but I kind of pulled I kind of pulled a muscle in my foot. And it kind of hurt. So it was hard to get up there. And the guy who was sleeping below me, he stole everyone's pillows. He didn't steal mine the first night, but he stole mine the second night. So yeah, and for some reason I was thinking of something funny, and I laughed, and the people who were the guy on the other top bunk with the blender light, he was like, "What? Why'd you laugh? What's so funny?" I was actually sleeping because someone kept us up all night. And we'll get to him later. Kinda. We'll get to what he did the second night later, because it made me learn stuff. This is what it was like. This is what it was like. I had to laugh into my pillow because I was thinking something funny. And then Blender guy goes, "Is someone crying?" And I just kept laughing because I thought that was funny. And he said, "If someone's actually crying, fess up, confess." And I'm pretty sure he's watching this, so in case you're wondering who was crying that night, it was me. And according to him, the next morning, yeah, I had to laugh into my pillow until I was unconscious and actually sleeping. Oh my god. That night was probably the worst night I've ever gotten to sleep. I'm pretty sure I woke up random parts middle of the night. But yeah, eventually I just went unconscious. I think I had a dream where I woke up, and then that was a dream, and I woke up, and then I actually for real woke up. Stupid. But yeah, I just kept waking up, and then I actually woke up. And then I went to sleep, and it worked. And then while I was sleeping peacefully, it was kind of morning. I was half awake. I was sleeping, but I was kind of awake. It's when you go to sleep, you're like that. And the reason I'm backing up is because one of the chaperones is actually my gym teacher. Both mornings, the place we went to has a strict bedtime. You go to sleep at 10 p.m., you have to wake up at 7 a.m. So every morning at 7 a.m., gym teacher would wake up and just calmly do this. Rise and shine while we were asleep. And of course that woke us up because we were peaceful. Even though there was a giant window and sun and stuff. Yeah. Also, they had like I brought a sleeping bag. They had like a bed and pillows and stuff. After all this time, oh shit, I forgot to close the door. He's like, we like were miserable. We went in the bathroom, got dressed, then we went off to the rest of the day. And first we had to go to breakfast, of course. Breakfast that morning, I think it was that night or the next night, they had like pancakes or something. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure they had, I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure they had okay, it's the second day actually. It's September 30th, the only full day. Yeah, they had like maybe pancakes and bacon. I don't remember. Actually, I only think they had like bacon, eggs, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese. So, yeah. And then we did the next activity. And this time we weren't partners. Which was rope bridge. You know what that is? It's kind of what it sounds. There was this tripwire that goes from like one side of a cliff to another. It's not a cliff. It was just like land. Just like a rope over a rapid river with rock. And you had to walk across the river. But thankfully there was a net under it, so you had to grab both sides of the net and just like walk across this narrow thing. And then we made it. And then should I mention the chaperones for everything, like the teachers? Yeah, I mentioned Nat Heck was my history teacher. The rope bridge was my science teacher. So we made it across, and there was another one that was bigger. It was like a hike, basically. So we did that, and then I think it was another time when we hiked, and I found this like hiking stick. I liked it, but I didn't want to throw it away, but I got really tired of holding it, so I went up to Timothy and I was like, "Yo, hold this stick. Can you hold the stick for me?" And he was like, "Okay." And then he did that, and then I think he eventually threw it away or something. He either threw it away, or he gave it to me, and then I threw it away. Yeah, but we didn't make it through the hike without it. And then we eventually made it to the waterfall. We went on this bridge, and this bridge, if you go on it, you look out. There was this waterfall. There was this optical illusion. You look at the waterfall for like 30 or 40 seconds. It's cool. Then you look at the rocks next to it, and it looks like the rocks are moving. And it kind of worked. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, whoa. So, yeah. And then he took a bunch of pictures of us. For some reason, I was barely in any photos. I was literally barely in any photos. I was in the least amount of photos. I was probably in 4 or 5 photos. That's it. Yeah, that was cool. And then we just hiked back. Wait, never mind. That was on the 3rd day. Never mind. That was on the 3rd day because of something. Yeah, we actually, wait, no, it was on the 3rd day. Whoops. We just did the rope bridge across. And that was that. Okay, next activity. Don't remember. I think it was probably just lunch we ate. What was lunch that day? Oh, it was probably the worst meal. It was soggy chicken tenders with macaroni and cheese. Macaroni with the chicken strips. Yeah, so I just ate cereal. The second day, 6 times I ate cereal. And it was all Frosted Flakes. It was Corn Flakes, not Frosted Flakes, just normal Corn Flakes. And sometimes Rice Chucks. Or it was Rice Krispies or something. I don't know. It was like Rice Krispies, but not sweet. So yeah, I don't remember what happened after that. Cut forward to dinner. where we had, I don't remember. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it was that. And then after that, we had another animal assembly with the same guy as last time, but this time it was for like reptiles and stuff. And that was cool. And then we had to, and guess what? I'm pretty sure there was no night hike. I'm pretty sure there was an activity, but I just don't remember what it is. Maybe the other school had the night hike. And I'm pretty sure after that we just went off to the cabins where we slept. And after the events that happened last night, the guy who's like, I forgot to mention, he wanted to get the most sleep the most. He wanted to get the sleep the most. He wanted to get the most sleep and he couldn't. So, me and the guy was selling stuff last night, we're like staying in that room, and Blender guy and that other guy down below, who's like, they went off to the other rooms, and I'm pretty sure they're like some beds. They stayed there. That's what happened. 5 minutes later, Blender guy walks in and he was like, I can't sleep there. Those guys are so wild. So yeah, and he stayed for the night. But unfortunately, the other guy, he did not stay. He stayed in the other room. So that's kind of unfortunate. But hey, live you learn. There's just 3 of us that night. And I forgot to mention, the kid who, below me who was telling stories, he stole my pillow finally. Because I forgot to mention, I don't remember if I mentioned that he did that. It all caught up to him. Oh wait, never mind, I remember a certain 2 activities we did, but I'm not going to mention them right now. I'll mention them on a 3rd day. He was a very big fan of FNAF. So he was told us FNAF lore and stuff. And that's it. Yeah, he was also a big fan of Undertale. And he told us, dude, listen to the Undertale song Home. And I did eventually, and it's just classical music. I didn't really like it. Sorry to whoever was making it, if you're watching, sorry. I didn't like one of your songs. Sorry. So then, for all that time, I slept. And this time, it was better than last night, but kind of did fine, because I didn't have a pillow. He was sleeping on it, and yeah. Morning rolls around, we pack our stuff up, because this is the last time we visit the cabins. Woke up and we got lectured a little bit, I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we got letters from an older grade, and mine was kind of impossible to read. I gave it to Timothy and he couldn't read. Anywho, so, yeah, next morning we ate breakfast. I don't remember still what it was. And then lunch that day was the best. And the 2 activities I didn't mention were rock climbing. I'm gonna speed on. Rock climbing. I barely it was a giant Y. For reasons. And I barely made it past the starter rock. There are 2 sections. The bottom part where the things can come off in the top part. I'm really scared of heights. So I barely made it. So I started here. I probably made it as high as the ceiling, maybe a little bit higher than that, and then I gave up because I was too scared. Even though we were hooked onto a zip line. Yeah. People successfully made it to the top. And the way you get down is you just get up and then you just kick the wall. And then you come back, kick the wall, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. And then the next one, possibly my favorite activity, the flying squirrel. So basically, I was scared of heights, but I was excited and a little bit nervous. So this is what happened. You get you get this thing hooked on, and you get pulled. You're pulled up very high, maybe 28 feet in the air. I don't know. And the chaperone then was my English teacher, and the one in the rock climb was another English teacher. It was not mine. So yeah, chaperone's done, and I was like, every time someone goes, like, okay, 6 people are pulling the rope, I went pulling the rope first, and then 6 people get in line ready to go up. Every time someone goes up, they like, this is kind of backward. Every time someone goes up and then they come down, they're done. They go to the rope to pull next, and then they trade with one of the other people, and the other people gets to go next. I think like the 4th or 3rd person that got up, I went. Then so it was my turn, and I went up, and it was very fun. I even went up a second time. I was like, they pulled me up, put me down, then pulled me up again, put me down. It was fun. And that was the end of the activities, kinda. Remember the hiking thing? Like, the waterfall thing? That was the 3rd day. It was the craziest one. So we did the hiking, we got the stick waterfall. And for some reason, like, when I was walking, I got a cramp, like, right here, and it was, like, really hurting. I was like, and the teachers who were there were like, come on, Jack, you can do it. But I was like, it's a cookie. I like cookies, what can I say? It's good. Yeah. After that hiking, we took a break and I healed. I would continue hiking. There's a waterfall, we hiked back. And I mentioned that I didn't like, this might be crazy, but I never drank soda because I don't like fizzy drinks. Okay, I like cookies. So yeah, someone said they hated fizzy drinks, someone said they were in the middle, and someone said they loved fizzy drinks. The end. But then, it was before lunch. While it was before lunch, I forgot my backpack. So me and the gym teacher, we had a conversation about Oreos, we went back to go get it. It was fun. And then we ate lunch, and it was cookies. I was kidding. Okay. What did we, I was hyping this the whole video kind of. What did we have the last day of lunch? We had, we had pizza. Yeah, that's right, we had pizza for dinner. It was really good. I ate like 6 slices. I forgot it was. Finally, we packed our stuff, put in the bus spiral staircase again, and went home and reunited with our family. And now, it was October 1st we left. Now, after all that time, it was a good trip, and I made a lot of memories. Some good, some bad, and some in the middle. And make sure to take risks. It's kind of the lesson I learned. Have fun, make memories. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye.